take a look at the NFC right now. So the Lions win, they hold serve. The Eagles lose. The Rams win in New York and suddenly are the 3 seed. Now you're looking at the Vikings record. You're like, how are the Vikings and Packers in the wild card? Guys, division winners, 1, 2, 3, 4, no matter what the records, which makes these last 2 weeks so vital in the NFC North. Lions are the 1. Vikings right now would be traveling to the NFC South division winner, whether it be Tampa or Atlanta. The Packers would be going to LA. And of course, the Packers play the Saints tonight.
And coming up, we do still get Vikings and Lions in Week 18, but the Vikings are hanging stride there with the Lions. Huge win. As we saw, that was very close to the wire in that rainy Seattle game. But Peter, as we look at this, what stands out? What did you see in that game that maybe was like, wait a minute?
Yeah, look, Darnold was awesome yesterday, yet again, throwing the rock everywhere. But this Vikings defense seems to be one of the most opportunistic units in the league. Here we go. It's 27-24, and Harrison Smith isn't playing, foot injury. Defensive leader, Notre Dame legend, Manti Te'o, you know Harrison Smith. Who's that? That's Theo Jackson. Yep. Theo Jackson, who comes in, he didn't think he would make the play that would end up being the huge celebration, yet there Theo Jackson was, and that is the difference maker, and that's been the story for the Vikings. It's been everybody you don't expect stepping up and guys who might not be household names making big plays. I will say this, though, and I hate to go negative. Seattle, everything to play for at home, hanging in this game. Down the stretch, I mean, Kenneth Walker was averaging 6.5 yards per carry, and yet they completely abandoned the run in this game. You look at this, I have questions. Sorry about this crazy soundtrack. Kyle, what do we have here?
Yeah,
Megadeth? I mean, oh my gosh. That was like the sound guy was like, I'm putting my song on and we're getting there in the Seahawks grunge. But there's some angry Seattle fans this morning because of the Ryan Grubb offensive approach. Look at this. 15 rushes when you have Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet just gobbling up yards early on in this game. Completely one-sided. They put it all on Geno, and in the end, he threw a couple big interceptions, and that's just not going to do it. So Seahawks, they might have played their way out of the playoff picture, especially with Washington having that big win.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback right off of you, Shregs, because when I watched this game, I thought of all the similarities between these two teams. I thought about the quarterbacks, Geno Smith and Sam Darnold, not only their history with the New York Jets, but just their play style. They're guys that they're not really dangerous with their feet, but they can get the job done. But then you watch how they throw the ball. They throw a really nice tight spiral and all of that stuff. And then talk about the solid run games. To your point, Shregs, Kenneth Walker, Ryan Grubb has started to run a lot of games under a lot of plays under center. And I'm so glad to see that because earlier in the year, everybody knows on this show, I was giving him a lot of flack for a shotgun heavy approach in the NFL. It just doesn't work. So he started to transition a little bit to a under the center quarterback exchange. And then also the passing attack and then defensively, their ability to get after the quarterback. But the biggest difference to your point, Shregs, was those 2 interceptions. That to me was the thing that separated. That was the only difference was Geno Smith's interceptions. They didn't game and obviously the missed field goal. But I swear when I was watching this game, I couldn't tell the difference between either two because Aaron Jones was doing a really good job in the run game for the Vikings. And then Kenneth Walker was doing a great job for the Seattle Seahawks in the run game. And then you see Jackson Smith and Jigba catching a whole bunch of passes, Jordan Addison catching a whole bunch of passes, and the defense's ability to really harass the quarterback. So it came down to the little things, and the little things amounted to a lot of big mistakes. And, unfortunately for the Seahawks, they came up short. But, hats off to the Minnesota Vikings for coming up and going on the road in a very hostile environment and coming out with a win.
Heck yeah, it was a hostile environment. And shout out to Sam Darnold because he did an amazing job as well. I mean, Sam Darnold, he had a resounding message that he is ready for playoff football. And the way he orchestrated this last drive, this 75-yard game-winning drive, to me was the best part. 4 minutes, down by 420, and he went down there. The play calling, I thought, was excellent as well. You saw in that first one that they had that outstanding, personnel setup where you have Justin Jefferson in the backfield, kind of as like a halfback, and he goes out on that choice route. They get that drive started with that. And then after that, you see Sam Darnold making plays with his legs. He goes, yeah, you can call me sneaky fast if you want, but I'm about to make some plays with my legs. And then that last throw under duress had so much pressure up in his face, and to be able to just drop that ball to Justin Jefferson with converging defenders on him, that said everything you needed to see or say for Sam Darnold and his ability to play this game at a high level in a very hostile environment, very hard. You saw him even trying to make adjustments. They couldn't hear. That's when he took off running. He's like, I can't hear what the hell's going on. I'm going to make it with my feet. And so I was really, really impressed with the way Sam Darnold handled himself in that last 4 minutes, because that's how winning is done. And not to mention, too, after Seattle got the ball back and had that interception, then once Sam Darnold comes back into that play, they're running out of time. It's 4th down. They don't convert. It's 3rd and 7. They don't convert that. And he has the wherewithal to say, you know what, I'm going to take the sack, go down, and I'm not going to give the Seattle enough time to try to make that game-winning drive. So I thought it was just a headsy play by Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I mean, we continue to be impressed by Sam Darnold. It's time to stop being surprised by Sam Darnold. This is a 13-2 football team. I remember when they were the best story of September. It was like, oh, wow, the Vikings are actually going to be good this year. No one picked them for the playoffs. It's December now. Do you even remember their last loss? It was to the Rams. And then they lost to the Lions by 2 points. That's it. They lost to the Rams. They lost to the Lions by 2 points. It's hilarious to me, though, as Peter brought this up when we started, the 13-2 team has a worse seed than the Falcons and the Rams. That's just the way it works right now, but they have a chance to do something about it, and they look every single part that they can. Guys, they could be the one very easily. They still play Detroit. They win out. Now that Philly lost, they're right there. 13-2 team. Just a fireworks display yesterday. Seattle's a good football team. We know it's tough to play. We've mentioned it a bunch of times. It's the greatest hits. It's Addison. It's Jefferson. They make plays when they need to. But they have done this now for months. I wonder, though, where are we nationally with the reputation and the image of this Vikings team? I'm just saying they're 13-2 over and over. Are you still going to pick them against Green Bay next week? Do you still expect them, even if they do get the one, to go into some kind of bye and then come out and lose at home in the divisional? I'm not there. It's too many wins. You have to respect them. I don't care who their coach is, who their quarterback is. They look fantastic just about every single week. And by the way, I already gave the Offensive Rookie of the Year to Jaden Daniels. That's over. If I had a vote, which I don't, KOC is the Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year is Kevin O'Connell. You can say Dan Campbell did a great job, too. He had Goff coming in. He was with Goff last year. They kind of had this whole machine. Everyone gives so much credit to his coordinators. Kevin O'Connell, for me, that's over.